The Pulse of Spokane is a broad show that showcases many different things in our community, sponsored by Local 29 Firefighters Union, Well Dressed Walrus, and Homes for You.
Well, welcome in to the Pulse of Spokane on Spokane Talks, and I'm joined on this pleasant sunny Tuesday in June by Bonnie Burns, Senior SEO Analyst at Bruce Clay. Bonnie, how are you doing in the comfort of your home today?
Just fine. Unfortunately, I get to work out of my home, so I'm doing quite well. Thank you.
Glad to hear it. Yeah, why don't we start there? Is that where you've found yourself for the past 2-3 months? Have you been working from home just like the rest of, well, not the rest of, but a lot of America?
Actually, I'm quite fortunate with Bruce Clay Inc., who's located in Simi Valley, out in California. I'm allowed to have my office at home because you just can't find people who are SEO professionals in one area. So he's all over the world, and some of us are out of are not in California, so we get to work out of our homes. But we have meetings online all the time, and so it's almost as if we're in an office. It's a regular 8 to 9 or 8 to 5 job.
Yeah, wow. Well, it's going to be interesting going forward to see how many businesses change permanently, perhaps to the majority of the office actually working from home. I wanted to start out just generally, if you could tell me a little bit about Bruce Clay and who you guys are.
Bruce Clay Inc. Bruce Clay is actually known, even if you Google it, father of SEO, he comes up like on the first 5 pages of a search. He actually started the optimization or how to make websites work. And this was way back 25 years ago. So you're looking at a very different internet at that time. And it has continued to grow. So I've been doing it for about 19 years now. Started with a different company, which had smaller business, more mom and pop shops and so forth. And have been with Bruce Clay now for over a year and a half. And it's a lot. It's different because you've got, I think, some of the finest people I've ever worked with over those 20 years with expertise that I learn things every day. And as an SEO, a search engine optimizer, you have to learn every day because Google changes their algorithm 300 times a day.
Oh,
And with SEO, we don't chase Google's algorithm. You chase the competitor.
okay.
And so it's changed an awful lot. Um, and a lot of people don't realize that. They think, oh, Google's made a change and this and that. I've got to change my entire site. Not at all. It's if you do it right the first time, you're going to be okay when the algorithm shifts. But what you have to do is watch who the competitor is doing.
So I was wondering, for those who might not know, if you could break down what it is that an SEO does and kind of break it down for dummies 101.
SEO 101, it's really quite simple. You have a website. Every business must have a website. Um, if you don't have one, your competitor actually does. So, people will sit think, I don't need a website. I'm just selling these nice figurines I make out of my house and I'm selling them at fairs or whatever. Yeah, well, you can sell them all over the place if you have a website. So every business needs a website. And to do that, you build one. Some people use a WYSIWYG, or what you get is what you see. These are things like a Wix site or such as. They're great. They're easy to use. Unfortunately, they usually do not do well on the search engines. Most websites today are e-commerce sites, so they may use things like Shopify or WooCommerce and incorporate it with WordPress. WordPress is really easy for anybody to use and to start with. They have great templates, and you can buy the templates or use the freebies. I suggest you buy it. I mean, for 30, $40 for a nice template, it's really worth it. And if you can use Word when you do things, you can use WordPress. And there's great videos out there on beginners and so forth. So first thing you need is a website. The thing is next is, how do I get found? And that's where SEO comes in. A lot of people find they can hire a cheap SEO person who can make their site look great or come up when somebody searches. And cheap SEO is usually someone just out of college and they're just learning on the job, and the job they're learning it on is your website. Not a good way to go. If you really want to be found, you look for an expert. You get what you pay for. Let's put it that way. We
Okay.
usually get, most of our clients are those who've tried 5 or 6 different places because they were a lot less expensive and wound up, either kicked off of Google because wrong things were done. You have to be very careful. Google is our main search engine, so that's why we'll talk Google.
Okay.
And Google is changing. Voice search is very big. Google's main thing, and they even put a patent out for it for the following year, is to be a question and answer search engine, because that's what your query is. You're asking for something and you want an answer, whether it's a specific product you're looking for or you want to learn about something. You're asking the question, and voice search is coming up. So you have to now be sure when you're looking at the site how to optimize it. Content is king.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have great content. You have to have what Google calls EAT: expertise, authority, and trust. Google has to know that you're giving good content, that you're an authority in what you're doing. You're just not talking about, let's say you've got a site and you're saying you're the expert, but you have no idea. You're just an affiliate. It's looking for expertise. It's looking for the trust. And trust comes from people who leave reviews. Believe it or not, those reviews people leave on Google or whatever about your product is really important. People who talk about it in social media is really important. Not part of the algorithm, but Google looks at everything. Well, people are giving feedback. It's these type of things that Google is going to look for. So SEO, we start with looking at your website. How is it designed? Google wants it to have hierarchy and then go down and down and down so it can follow you. Google understands. They actually fed the algorithm over 30,000 romance novels for the algorithm to learn how we read and how we understand and our concepts. So you don't need to keyword stuff, but you need to have a theme and a keyword phrases that are to be used. We call them long tail keyword phrases, such as where can I find the best pizza place? Or instead of just pizza. So Google is looking for who's giving that kind of information that can answer your query. So you've got to have the content and hierarchy. So if you're selling electronics, you don't want to have electronics, cameras, and stereo equipment or whatever across the board. Electronics, now break it down so Google understands. Okay, we have electronics. Oh, here's TVs and here's computers, or here's this and that. It's almost like you go to Best Buy. Perfect hierarchy study. Google can follow it and move it along. So it has to look for things that attach, because every page has a weight if it attaches to a page that it matches. So for SEO, we look at the whole site. How is it structured? Can we structure it better? Can we silo your navigation so it's easy for Google to follow? It's also easy for your user to follow. How is your content? What are your phrases? How is your content written? Don't write about yourself. Write to the user. That's who you have to convince. You've already got an About Us page that tells us who you are. But if you've got a product or you've got an industry, write to the people that are going to use you, because they're the ones who want to know. Google wants frequently asked questions. Are you asking questions and providing good answers? So it's looking for over 300 different things. So we actually analyze the entire site. We then look at your competitors. What are they doing? What is it you want to be found for? Are they being found for that? And what is their site doing that's making them come above you? So it's a lot of technical work. And the most important thing with SEO and any SEO, you cannot guarantee a top ranking. If an SEO company promises you that, it is fraudulent. And
Okay.
Google Webmaster Tools will tell you that. Those are never to be trusted.
Okay,
There's
that's a
no
good
link
thing to
buying.
know.
You can't do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I get emails myself from people. Hey, we can make you number one. I'm thinking, no, you can't.
You don't know who you're
Uh,
talking to,
I can't
obviously.
tell you. Yeah, no, those are always fun.
So what are some of the changes being in the search engine optimization realm for nearly 2 decades? What are some of the changes that you've seen within it or within Google over that span of time?
One thing that's important is if you have that website and you haven't updated it, you better update it now. The reason it's you're at a mall. If they are opening it, you're at a mall, and if that store has the same outfit or whatever in the window, you're going to walk by that every month. It doesn't change. Google does that too. They come and they scan your site. There is absolutely nothing new. Google wants updated content. So you have to always update your content on your website, never leave it static. You have to have a blog so you can be posting things and keeping everything fresh. Google is going to look for that. They're kind of technical. There's title tags and description tags. When you do a search, the title tag is what entices you to answer the question, and the description is a little bit about what that page is. And that's how you choose. Oh, I'll click here to find what I'm looking for. You like what you read in a title. Google has lengths and so forth for that. Google wants to know who else likes you, who else is linking to your site. Are they healthy links? Bad link, like the Panda update, will wipe a site out. A lot of people used to buy links, and then they lost all their rankings. So we're seeing that the content must always be good. Your structure must be absolutely clean. Pages named correctly. Technical things, H1 and H2 tags. Think of those as a title of your page and subtitles, H2. These instruct Google, this is what my theme is about, and these are the points I'm going to be covering. Because Google's going to read that and put it into the query to see if you're a match. Your photos, your images, all tag them. Google's looking to see if somebody with accessibility problems, if they can't understand what that photo is or see it, it tells them. And Google has a great photo search engine. Great way to get in there if somebody's searching for a specific product. Up you come. It's almost like Pinterest, you notice. Google, by the way, is building another social type of thing called Keen, which is going to be almost like a Pinterest.
Oh,
And yeah, right now, if you do Keen, it comes up with like the sandals, which are my favorite things. But Keen is going to be the name of their new social media try. They tried the Wave, they tried Google Plus, things like
hmm
that. So this will be their newest thing. But we're looking at that. But a lot of things we'll look at is helping them clients improve their content, especially e-commerce sites. You know, you could only set coffee pot and get the same description on every e-commerce site for the same exact brand.
hmm
We make ours different. We tell them to make it different. We tell them add some more, not just 3 sentences. This is a ceramic brand. It's blue and it does really well. No, what about the brand? How is it made? Who is the company, and so forth. For smaller industries and other things, you know, how to beef up your content. Even from car dealers, you know, they all have the same thing. They all got the same cars, but what can they add to make them unique so that when someone's searching, you know, I want to buy a car online and so forth. Let's add content about that. And then let's optimize the page, linking it around and then the algorithm things that we do and titles and description tags and navigation and so forth. That's what Google looks for. They're doing an algorithm change as we speak right now, which is being, you know, because I follow all the trade things. But our sites will not really be hit by it because if you keep with the standard of a clean site, no hidden text, no dirty tricks, you're going to do just fine in time. Optimization can take anywhere 3 months, you may see a lift. 6 months, a little bit more, but you got to give it a year.
Okay, so it definitely takes
That's how
some
long it
time to start
takes.
seeing these results.
Yeah, and nothing won't happen fast.
Before I let you out of here, Bonnie, I wanted to ask you a question on the front of the pandemic, since we're all dealing with it to varying degrees. But are there reoccurring items of concern from your clients that you've been hearing and, you know, trying to deal with over the past 3 months?
It's been very difficult, especially for many of our clients, especially the tourism clients. Obviously, they're gone for those 3 months. We have a client that does helicopter tours. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Um, but what did we do for them while they're not available to? We don't want to leave you alone. But they could do other things. Had them set up different things of videos of of the tours before. This is what we could be doing for you, or you can't make us right now, but when we open, here's a tour of our Grand Canyon. Some had to be put on hold. They said we're just not getting any business. Um, and that's okay, especially doctors' offices and so forth. But now that things are opening up, we can start back up with them. A lot of them, although they were on hold, we still kept up to date with them. I would run checks. Nothing's bad happening to the site, but they haven't dropped down. They're still being found. There's been no, Google hasn't found any errors because Google will tell you if there's an error with your site or they can't scan it. They give those free tools. So we monitor it, but they are coming back slowly but surely. A lot of the e-commerce sites continue to do well because people were shopping online big time because they couldn't go out, so they're going online.
Mm-hmm.
Supermarkets, oh my gosh, to have things come to your house from makeup. So I have an e-commerce site that does, hair and makeup and so forth, big time because they couldn't go anywhere. So it worked positively for them. But for a lot of the more industry things that are more people to people, it was harder. But they're coming back slowly but surely. A lot of them will have COVID, statements on their site. Car dealerships had COVID statements, but how you can use us. We can bring the car to you and it's sanitized and so forth. So letting them know you can still shop with us, but we're doing it actually social distancing.
Yeah.
Wherever you, but it's still going to be safe. I told our tourist one with helicopters, you're opening up slowly because they're out of Vegas and Vegas is opening up. I want a page on there about COVID-19 and how you are sanitizing your helicopters, what you're doing to protect your clients that are coming on board, what your pilots are being protected, how often you're testing and everything. Make them feel safe. So that's what we're having a lot of the clients do, from the doctors and on as well. How you're making them feel safe as they're coming back to your office or your industry.
Yeah, and it's the priority right now for everybody that's opening up and getting back to things. Not as they used to be, obviously. It's a new and different world that we're living in. But I appreciate you taking the time to join us, Bonnie, with a lot of good information for all those, that do have businesses and therefore have a website. So a lot of good information. Thank you for taking the time to join us today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. And we'll see you guys next time on the Pulse of Spokane.
As a community, you've always risen to the occasion. And at Wendell Motors, we want to help you continue that in whatever way we can. We're here to lend you a hand with 0% financing for 84 months and no payments for 90 days on 2020 and 2019 Fords. Unheard of financing on the F-150, Edge, Explorer, Ranger, and more. Our trained staff is following all CDC guidelines. We will deliver the vehicle to you and make the process as seamless as possible. Call us today or visit us online at wendell.com.
I'm former Washington State Representative Leonard Christian, and since I left office, the budget has almost doubled, and the governor signed comprehensive K-12 sex education into law. He's also abused his emergency powers. I'm asking for your support to help me return to Olympia so that I can protect businesses and families. I'm Leonard Christian, the reasonable right candidate, and I ask for your vote.
Paid for by Leonard Christian for State Representative, Republican.
National Barricade and Sign Company is a well-established company founded in 1957. National Barricade has become a well-known business in the Spokane Valley for more than 50 years. Over the years, we have built long-lasting relationships with many cities, counties, and their departments of transportation. Customers come to us because they know they are going to get the best quality service at the best possible price. National Barricade prides itself on getting the job done in a timely manner. We know that contractors must have certain items in a timely fashion to get their job done, and if we don't have it, we will get it. We guarantee fast service no matter how long it takes.
Hi, this is Kurt Stockwell with Well Dressed Walrus. We are a local website design and development company here in Spokane. What we do is build beautiful, usable websites for local businesses. A website needs to be beautiful, it needs to be usable for your users, your customers, and yourself. Contact us anytime. We'd love to talk with you about your online marketing.
Thanks for watching. Ask the host a question, recommend a guest, or check out any of our other programs on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SpokaneTalksMedia.com. Sponsored by Local 29 Firefighters Union, Well Dressed Walrus, and Homes for You.